Thank you so much, Mr. Obehe. It's one of my greatest honors to be here again on this insightful and impactful podcast. My name is Mohamed Bachir Camara. I'm Guinean by nationality and African babbler. I'm currently pursuing global challenges degree at Africa Leadership University with a strong focus in governance and conservations. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, talking of government, today we are in one of our series where we look at the life and legacy of those who have been here before us. You know, the saying goes that we stand on the shoulder of giant. That is why we can see far ahead of us. So this giant are those who have been here before us. Of course, in this case, looking at politics. So the person we are looking at today is one of the greatest African in politics. So the person of Ahmed Sékou Touré. Of course, it's coming from your country. So you are going to help us to learn about him today. So we are looking at his life and legacy. By that we mean, who is he? What have he done? What can we learn from him? So we start from the basis. How would you describe the person of Sékou Touré?
Thank you so much for asking me these amazing questions. And in order to let know about Secretary's life, I'm going to start from his childhood, which is very, very inspiring, by the way, because if you don't really understand that, we'll not be able to understand some of the actions that he has been able to tackle in his community. Firstly, Sékou Touré was born on January 1922 in the village of Farana, which is in the Haute Guinea regions of Guinea. And he was the Guinean, the country of the Republic of Guinea was colonized by French, and his parents were from the Malinke ethnic group because we have several ethnic groups in Guinea. And his father was a respected cleric, and Sékou Touré taught him the Quran and Arabic because in Guinea the most predominant religions it's Islam. And in 1945, Sékou Touré became involved in politics while joining the French Guinea branch of the African Democratic Rally, which we call RDA in Guinea, which was a political party that advocated for African independence. And in that same aspect, in 1952, he was elected Secretary General for the Guinean branch of the RDA, a position that allowed him to organize protests and demonstrations against French colonialism. As a whole, I would say that Sékou Touré was really determined and convicted into the emancipations of the Republic of Guinea. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. All right, now let's go back again because you started from the basis, and that is really very important. Now, when we look at him, Sékou Touré, as a young person growing up in what will later become the Republic of Guinea, is there
Yeah.
anything that we can pinpoint? Did he have friends? Where did he go to school? What can we learn from his childhood as an ordinary person?
Oh, that question is very, very critical, by the way, because Sékou Touré, he started like he was at the primary, because after having like a period of Islamic educations, his parents tried to take him to the French, schools. And later on, when he was at the primary, he tried to protest against some of the actions that French people were doing in Guinea. And later on, they tried to sack him away because he was really protesting and involving so many youth in order to protest and express, their feelings about the colonialism systems. And he left school earlier, but later on he tried to join some of the trainings about communism. Like he joined the communism trainings, whereby he read so many books about so many authors, and he tried to train himself, and he did not had like 4 educations, but when you talk about Sékou Touré and his speeches, the way he speaks and so on, you will say that Sékou Touré had a PhD, but he didn't have PhD. Uh, that's about the self-education that he had, and he demonstrated a strong leadership aspect in Africa and the Africa as a whole.
All right, that's interesting now. Um, do we know maybe as he was growing up as a young adolescent, maybe other people that could have influenced him to maybe shaping his whole career or shaping his whole trajectory of the person he will later become in future? But he is still young now. Who could have been influencing him at his young age?
The funny part of this question is that the one who tried to involve him into the political aspect, at the end of the day, he did not have the same aspiration with that person. And the person was the first president of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, Félix Houphouët-Boigny. Félix Houphouët-Boigny was the president of that party, the RDA, that regional party in Guinea. So he was the Secretary General of that party and the president of that party. But later on, in terms of the independence, the same ideas that he had and the same ideas that his predecessor had were not the same. That's why Sékou Touré declared the independence of Guinea before all those French countries that have been colonized by French people.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's very interesting. So, of course, we'll come later into the style of leader that he was. He's a great leader. That is why we are talking about him today. But of course, we're just like scratching the bases, trying to understand some of the things that he has done growing up as a young person, as a young adolescent, as it were.